I hope everyone heard our chairman. He has spoken and he's asked that you enter quietly, cease all conversation, and take your seats. Okay.
Before I turn the chair over to Ms. Robinson, I want to thank the Resolutions Committee, the members of the Resolutions Committee who are seated here on the dais, and the staff of Resolutions. Stand up, y'all. Stand up, everybody. This is the hardest working committee in the NAACP. They've done a yeoman's job. What you're looking at is 2 days of work, considering over 150 resolutions that you submitted to us, which means that all of them didn't get in the packet. If you haven't received an explanation of why your resolution didn't get in the packet, you will. Resolution in the packet. Therefore, be it resolved that the NAACP opposes any state or federal legislation that would require an individual to create a blockchain identity in order to receive any public service or benefits, including but not limited to education, healthcare, addiction treatment, behavioral health services, law enforcement, housing, and/or food and nutrition. Be it further resolved that the NAACP will engage in community education efforts to communicate to the public about the structure, function, benefits, and inherent risks of blockchain technologies. Madam Chair, I move adoption.
There's an amendment to this resolution, Mr. Chair.
Tiffany.
Ms. Tiffany Lanzam.
She's from.
Good morning. Microphone 4, and I apologize if I mispronounced your last name.
That is fine. Good morning, everyone. My name is Tiffany Lanzan of the Brooklyn branch, Region 2. I, as a data analytics engineer and scientist and current researcher in quantum computing, have suggested the amendment, as we are not thinking holistically as to how this information technology can actually be used to protect us in the future for our currently insufficient algorithms used in quantum computing.
What is the, what's, where, what, where,
They want to know.
what and where?
Ms. Lanzam.
So more specifically, this amendment is targeting current tracking that could be used for discriminatory financial segmentation and also tracking via the web.
Where does your amendment go?
The amendment is within the first clause to be more specific after digital identity management.
The committee accepts. They wanted to make sure that they understood your translation.
So the statement more specifically is to work with organizations such as the National Institute of Standards and Technology or Data and Society Research for cross-device tracking, digital targeting and advertising, digital customer segmentation, and discriminatory financial profiling. Yes, it is written.
That's what
She has it written here.
that is what is written.
Okay. Microphone 1. Delegates.
I'd like to, hi.
Delegates, excuse me, 1 minute. Delegates, there is difficult to see people at the mics because we have some movement. Is it about time for lunch or something?
I'd like to speak respectfully against the amendment because it makes this too specific. Right now we have blockchain identity technologies being piloted in Africa against our most vulnerable communities. It does not capture, this amendment says specific to cross-device tracking, digital targeting and advertising, digital customer segmentation, discriminatory profiling. It does not capture blockchain identity systems in education, which was the original intent and the concern of why we proposed this legislation. I think that all of those fall under the original resolution, and to make it more specific will only weaken it.
Thank you. Microphone 4.
This will be her.
Thank you. Understood, and I would include education. However, I do believe that the entire resolution itself is restrictive. I don't think it thinks about the security vulnerabilities if we do limit ourselves to completely disregarding the technology. We currently find ourselves getting rid of or being scared of technology that we need to be more collaborative in and be more involved in the organizations to craft what we want.
So she gets one more time.
Okay, microphone one, you get one more.
And then we're gonna move.
Okay, thank you. With respect to the security issues, right now, blockchain identity system and blockchain technologies are being marketed as secure. A recent study found that the 43 of the top blockchain companies that had investments put into them did not deliver whatsoever at all. This is new technology. It's the new Theranos. We need to be very cautious. It's fine for products not services, products, but not for people. We should not be using blockchain identity systems to track people. What happens at the very early stages is that those behaviors I was talking about, the use of it in preschools and education and measuring the kinds of things that are happening, it never gets deleted. It's immutable. You can have false information that gets put on your blockchain and it never gets erased. So I would propose leaving it as is without that amendment. I think there might be future resolutions to address ways that it might be beneficial in supply chain and other kind of services, but not for human beings. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We've had delegates. We have had two, we have comments, we've had two, the maker of the motion, the amendment has spoken twice, we've had two. So we are ready to prepare to move and have you to vote on the amendment. We are prepared to vote on the amendment. All those in favor of the amendment, raise your voting card. Thank you. All of those opposed to the amendment? The amendment loses.
The amendment fails.
The amendment fails.
On
the motion, all of those in favor of the motion, raise your voting card.
motion to adopt
All of those in favor of the motion to adopt
the resolution.
Resolution number one on the information technology, raise your voting card. All of those opposed? Oh, God.
Now, you need to explain to them that they voted down the amendment.
Okay. Delegates?
Amendment failed. The amendment failed.
Delegates? We had the information technology resolution presented before us. We had an amendment presented. We had discussion on the amendment. We had the person who wrote the amendment to talk twice. We had two comments against. You voted that amendment down. We are now voting on the amendment as presented. On the resolution as presented. Delegates, we are voting on the resolution as presented. All of those in favor of the information technology resolution as presented, raise your voting card. Those who oppose to the amendment, resolution is adopted.
You got to say resolution, not amendment.
Mr. Chair, now the resolution was adopted.